Hello, my most amazing artists. Today we are going to be making some monsters, and we are going to also be mixing colors. We're only going to use 3 colors today, but we are going to end up with 6 colors. So how are we going to do that? Are we magic? I'm going to show you. So we are going to be creating some shape monsters. Let's talk about 2D shapes. We have a circle, a square, a triangle, a rectangle, an oval, and a heart. You guys could do some different shapes if you want, but think about the shapes that you're learning about in school or that you've already learned about. And let me tell you what you're going to need. First, you need a piece of your art paper. You're going to need a black Sharpie. You do need a permanent marker for this because we're going to paint. And if you use a black washable marker, then your marker's going to run. So you run like that? No. You'll see what I mean if you use a washable marker. Hopefully you have a permanent marker. And just remember, if you mark on yourself or anything else, this will not come out. It is permanent. That means it does not wash away. But that's what we need on our paper. You will need 3 crayons. And yes, you need 3 specific crayons. We are only using red, yellow, and blue today. We are not using any other colors. Well, Miss Kilgore, how did you get purple, orange, and green? You'll have to watch to find out. You will need a paint tray. If you don't have a paint tray, you can just use your crayons. That's fine. But if you do have a paint tray, I do want you to do the painting part. You're not going to use any colors except for red, yellow, and blue. So this green, I didn't use it. We're only using red, yellow, and blue. You could also use a paint tray that looks like this. Again, you're only using red, yellow, and blue. And you will need a water container. It has a little bit of water in it. And a pretty small paintbrush. Let's get started. We're going to draw 6 color monsters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did you count with me? And we're going to be using a thin Sharpie today. Sometimes the top is on there really tight. So you see I have a really thin tip. You may have a thicker tip Sharpie. That's fine. Either one will work. The first thing we're going to draw are the eyes. So I like to draw 2 little ovals for eyes. And then I like to leave some white areas and color in the pupil, which is the black part of your eye. If you look at someone's eyes, you will see a black part surrounded by a colored part. And sometimes you might even see a white highlight. And my first shape monster is going to be a circle. We're drawing 2D shape monsters. You might even give your monster some little feet. Maybe even some hands. And a mouth. Let's create our other shape monsters. I'm going to start with the eyes again. I'm going to create my eyes. You can do this any way you want. It's totally awesome any way you want. Look, I added little eyebrows or eyelashes, I should say. Now I'm making a square and I made my mouth different. Remember, a square has 4 sides that are all equal or the same length. All right, I'm doing another one. What shape is this, boys and girls? I hope you said a triangle. Don't forget to add eyes and a mouth. You could add a nose if you want. I'm adding feet. Look, my triangle's waving. Remember, we're making 6. We have 3 so far. So we have 3 left. Start with the eyes. Think about the shapes we haven't created yet. I've made a circle, a square, a triangle. This one's going to be a rectangle. How is a rectangle different from a square? Well, a rectangle has two long sides and two short sides. Start with two eyes. What? My monster has triangles for eyes? That's so silly. Let me give him some eyelashes. He sort of looks like Mr. Potato Head. He's an oval, another 2D shape. I gave him some muscles. Remember, you're the artist, so you can add any kind of details you want. Did you guys know that a heart was a 2D shape? My heart monster is so sweet. I even gave her some kissy lips. Okay, now we're going to color. So find your crayons. This is really important. You need to find yellow. Look at it. Can you read it? You need to find blue. Be sure you find the ones that say yellow and say blue. I'm searching for my blue. I see lots of colors that look like blue, but I'm finding the one that says blue. There it is. B-L-U-E spells blue. Now I'm searching for a red. Lots of colors in here look like red. Which one says red? Look for the letters R-E-D. There we go. There's red. Here's one that looks really similar to red, but it's actually red violet. It's not the exact color we need. So find the crayon that says yellow, then the one that says red, and then the one that says blue. Now we're going to scribble our monsters, just like the monster book. Monsters love to scribble colors. So we're just going to scribble inside our 2D shapes. At the top, I want you to create one red monster. You could color their mouths red. You could even color their eyes. I want you to create one yellow monster. And finally, I would like you to create one blue monster. Red, yellow, and blue are our three primary colors, and they are colors that we can use to make other colors. So, get to coloring your primary colored monsters. Now I'd like you to take your Sharpie and put a P at the top. P stands for primary. Let's get ready to color our next three monsters. For these next three, you're going to need two primary colors each. So red and blue for the first one is going to make, what color do you think red and blue make? When you mix them together, they make purple. Let's watch. Here I go. I'm scribbling some blue on top of my scribbled red. Next up, we have red and yellow. And I'm going to scribble some red, and then I'm going to scribble some yellow on top. And that is going to give me orange. And finally, yellow and blue. I'm going to scribble my blue pretty lightly since it's a dark color. And I'm going to scribble my yellow on top. And that's going to give me green. Purple, orange, and green are secondary colors. So we are going to take our Sharpie. Hey, Sharpie, where are you? Where's that Sharpie? Come on, buddy, we're waiting on you. Hello? Where's the Sharpie? There you are. Thanks for joining us, Sharpie. Now you're going to write an S at the bottom for secondary colors. Okay, you can be done. Or wait, there's more. If you want to paint, I'm about to show you. You need a paintbrush, pretty small, some paints, and you could use watercolors or tempera paint, whichever one. Oh my goodness, Miss Kilgore's having so much trouble opening things today. You're going to need some water too. All right, guys, we're going to start painting our monsters. So I put a towel down because I am using water with my paint. Your paint won't work very well if you don't use the water, so be sure you have your water handy. We're only going to use red, yellow, and blue. So I wet my brush, and now I'm going to dance my brush in my paint like a ballerina. And then I'm going to paint my monster. Try to stay in the lines as best as you can. Now on my red monster, I'm only going to use red paint. And when I get ready to paint my yellow monster, I need to rinse my brush out really good. I have to get all that red paint off. So I'm going to rinse my brush out, and then I will dip my brush in the yellow paint. And I'm going to roll it around on her tippy toes. You don't want your ballerina to scoot her booty. You want to roll her on her tippy toes. And I'm going to paint my yellow monster. Oops, I got out of the lines. It's okay. Try your best. I have to rinse all that yellow paint off. I like to put my paintbrush in the bottom of the water container and shake it around. And now I'm going to paint my triangle monster. And I'm going to paint him blue. So I'm going to get a little bit of blue paint, dance my paintbrush around like a ballerina, and I'm going to paint him blue. Wow, they are looking awesome. I can't wait to see your monsters. Okay, we're getting to the tricky part where we need to mix colors. So I'm rinsing my brush out, and I have to remember I need two colors. So for my rectangle, I made purple, and I used blue, and I used red. So when you're mixing paint, you just have to kind of practice. So I'm going to paint my blue first. I still need to rinse my brush out because I don't want to mess my red paint up. If I paint blue paint into my red, then I'll have purple paint in my tray and not on my paper. I just want it on my paper, not on my tray. So I rinsed my brush out and I got some red. And I might have got a little too much red because my rectangle looks more red than purple. So I may have to get a little bit more blue. So you just have to practice and have fun with this. It might not be perfect at the beginning. There we go. That's looking a little bit more purple now. Okay, let's paint our orange. We need red and we need yellow. So paint a little bit of red first, being careful not to make it too dark. Rinse my brush out and paint some yellow on top. And voila, I have orange, an orange oval monster. Now we're going to work on our green. We're not using the green paint. We are using blue and yellow. We are mixing colors. We're mixing the primary colors to create the secondary colors. And there you have it. You're done. You have the 3 primary color monsters and 3 secondary color monsters.